Hey, what's up? It's Dean Home. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Atem Mini Extreme Iso. Just picked this up the other day. Shout out to Matt from Digitech Systems. So let's get right into it. Alright, so inside the box you get a couple cards here. There's a sticker as well, which I do have somewhere. I did open this earlier, but had some technical difficulties, so I'll have to reshoot this. So there's a Blackmagic sticker that usually comes with these. So we get a link to download the DaVinci Resolve 17. I don't believe this is the studio, or it would have said it probably on here. So, but you do get, there is a free version of it. I do have the speed editor as well, so that did come with it. And obviously if you get one of their cameras, you do get it also. But yeah, the link to the download. Oh, here's the sticker. There it is right there. Okay, cool. Thank God they don't give you the SD cards anymore, because you could just go on the web and download it. So perfect. We got accessory box here. With all the connections depending on where you live. So I'll just take out the one for the US while I'm at it. That's where I am. And we got the power adapter right there, AC adapter. Alright, let's put this back over here. And we'll just connect this right away. It's got the locking mechanism to keep it down. You don't want to be on a shoot and this thing come out on you in the middle of a shoot. You'd be very unhappy. So there it is. It's pretty good. Pretty decent weight to it. So let's talk about the front of it a little bit. So as you see, you got 8 inputs, and you can record on each one of these inputs separately, which you could also integrate with DaVinci. And we'll get into that too. This new to this one, I used to use a lot of the TriCaster stuff, so I'm gonna check out the workflow and probably do another video related to it. But as you see, each camera has a section, as you see here, for the different features that it offers. So let's just start with camera 1, because they're all the same all the way across the 8. So we got audio follow video, and I think this turns on the audio. If I'm not mistaken, I have to do a deeper dive into it and see what some of these actually do. And I think these are camera controls right here. If you have one of their Blackmagic cameras, you'll be able to control the gain, the focus, I guess iris or so, shutter, sorry, yeah. And we've got audio for the mic right here. We can turn it on and off, and I believe these are volume controls for it. And as well for the headphones. So you got mic 1, mic 2, and then the headphone jack over here. And let's see what else moving across here. I'll start at the bottom row here. We got our effects, picture in picture. This does support Super Source, which some of the, what I'm hearing, some of the bigger Atem models like the ME series may have. So it does support that. And there's macro buttons. So you can program these to do, pretty much whatever you want. See, this is a duration for your effects, and some more wipes and stuff like that too. Pretty cool. Probably wouldn't use most of them, to be honest with you, other than a cut and a quick fade. And these are your video out controls. See here, we got a clean out, multi-view, program, preview. So you can send these all out. Now in the back, we'll talk about it in a second, but in the back you have 2 HDMIs that you can program to do either clean feeds or previews or multi-view or any one of the inputs if you want. Pretty cool, pretty useful. And moving up here, we got a streaming recording options, turn it on there, and our DSK and keys, which obviously we'll get into that definitely later. We've got a sting button, and I think it's not active yet, but I was hearing something about maybe with companion you might be able to trigger something. It's basically like a stinger, but I don't think it works when you press it. And we'll try it out and see. We got a logo, bars. These are color, so you can set the color backgrounds that you want. They give you 2 of those, some wipes and dips with more effects, some digital video effects. They got 2 of those, media player 1 and 2, and these are all the camera inputs that you can mix into the bus, I believe, and we'll check that out further. And so let's check out the back and see what's going on back here. Alright, so we got our power. Has a locking mechanism we showed you earlier. Atem control and 2 USB. So you can connect your hard drive here, or your connect directly to the computer, which we'll do in a second. And you can control it from either one of these 2. Now the cool thing I like is when you connect it to the computer and you're doing something like OBS or Zoom, it'll treat it as a web camera, and the output of this will now be in OBS or Zoom, which is pretty cool. The controls work obviously through your network, and the software will pick up based on the IP address. Excuse that sound. I'm in the bar area of the apartment where I live, and there's a loud refrigerator here that comes on, so excuse that noise. So moving across, we got our inputs, 8 back to 1. There's a fan here. It gets pretty warm, but it doesn't seem to affect it in any way. But I wouldn't keep this in somewhere that's going to block the airflow, just to make sure you get a nice, decent airflow and nothing blocking it. And our mic inputs has 2, and there's 1 in the headphone jack. So we're going to go set this up and see how it looks. Alright, so we're going to connect it up right now. Let's see. The locking mechanism, so I'm just going to screw that in. I don't have access to a network here, so what I'm going to do is connect it directly to the back here. Now I've already pre-installed the software. You can see the lights up here. Let's zoom in a little bit here so you can see it. Then I'm just going to connect it to one of the USB ports back here. So that's connected up. Alright, so now let's turn this way. I don't have a long enough cable, so it's really short, and I need to test out some USB cables and see the ones that I do have. The first one I tried didn't work, so it might not be the right type of cable, even though it looked like it. So I'll have to check that further. Alright, so like I said, I did pre-install the software already. So what you'll do normally is you'll go to Atem Setup, and then once it's connected, you will see it appear here. You can go in here and do some settings. When you have it connected to the network, you can make it static if you'd like. Let's see, mobile, I think that's for sending it out, because you can connect this to your phone and stream it out via your phone's internet. And let's see what else we got here. Yeah, so here we go. We got panel settings, so you can do like a cut bus or a program preview, meaning if I hit 2 on the cut bus, it'll switch automatically to that channel. Whereas the preview, I would have to hit auto or cut in order to see it. Then we've got drop with transitions. So that's like for picture-in-picture keying. We got chroma keying settings and button brightness. So let's see. Yeah, so we can lower it. Again, bring it up back as well. When you get it, you probably may have to do an update for it, which takes a few seconds or so. Not a big deal. Let's see what else there. Okay, so we've got software control. Let's see if it's gonna work. Here we go. So as you see, we've got our cameras, the same layout basically here. The colors. But what I want to show you guys is a couple of things, because I'm going to do another video on this. And this is one of the things that I really liked. Because I've been on some productions where, like, you wish you had another monitor. So there's a couple of solutions. Obviously Blackmagic has, you got two HDMIs here, and you can use their SDI converters, and maybe even have an SDI run, with their converters that go HDMI to SDI or vice versa. There's some bi-directional ones too. But one of the things that I like is it's taking this output, and I did some tests with it earlier, where I would take, if I want to say send a multi-view to director or producer, I could use my Spark, which is the from NewTek, and I run the HDMI out of the Blackmagic, right, and I put it into the Spark, and now I've got that on the NDI network. So now I can view that anywhere on the network. So I have a little, maybe a little wireless router set up on the gig, and I make it private, and any of the producers that want to see it, they can just have their laptop and then be able to view that, or if I want to send them a program feed, whatever they want, I could send that out to them, which I think is really cool. And this is what you would do. So maybe you assign the second output to a multi-view or a program view. And I'll show you on the screen. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. When I connect it up, I'll show you in more detail, but basically you'd go to the output tab here, and you'll see the two outputs, and you just select what you want to output on based on the back of that HDMI port. And I think that's a cool little option there. So I just wanted to mention that. So we got our macros. Right here we got some options to save your state of the Atem. So perfect example, let's say you didn't bring a computer with you, and you have some settings for your YouTube. I think it'll store it on the unit, the settings for it. So when you get to the gig and you just want to stream out, as long as you have your internet connected, it should remember the settings that you had in there, which is pretty cool. And I think if you save this to, you just hit save on the system, I think it saves it onto the system. I want to try that out actually, and see how well that works. And right here we got our settings for live streaming. So again, I'll go into a deeper dive on the computer. Right now I'm just shooting this right here in the bar, but I need to get my internet stuff back at the studio. So we got YouTube, Twitch, pretty much all of them, and I believe you can go into the XML and put in your own custom ones as well. But for me, I've got everything in here that I could probably ever use, which would probably be YouTube and Restream, or maybe Twitch too. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. You just select the one that you want, you hit on there, and boom. And with the recording, one of the cool things with this, like I said, it's ISO recording. So you connect maybe a Samsung or a SanDisk drive. I did try another drive and it didn't work, so I have to check and see what the format was on there. But the Samsung, I plugged it in, worked right away, whereas the other ones didn't. So I have to check and see what's going on with the file system, file structure, why it didn't work right away like the Samsung did. But yeah, definitely get one with a lot of storage, because you do like a hour gig, you're talking probably upwards of 40 to 50, 60 gigs, or more, depending on how long of a gig you're doing. So get that storage set up. Amazon's got like a couple of them. I think I saw the 500 gig for like $89 or something like that. Yeah, they're not terribly expensive. Yep, so we got our media players, a palette for super source, upstream keys, all your basic settings, transitions, downstream keys. We'll do a more in-depth video on this. So this is really just a unbox, quick look, and setup. It's got a media, which I had some stuff that I designed already in here. And I'll show you how to, I won't be able to bring it up on here, but when we get back to the studio, I'll show it to you. Audio tabs, so all the audio settings that you could need for your camera. Probably would just be having one audio source. personally. The camera controls, so if you do have a Blackmagic camera, you can control the look of it right from here. I think it's pretty cool.